Hello, everybody. This is Danny and Wanda from Deep South Homestead. And I'm taking over tonight because somebody can't talk very much.
Nope.
This may be all you get from him today. So he can talk, but very little.
Very little.
And it's making his throat sore. So we're just going to have to wing it tonight. So I hate really having to wing it because I'm not good at talking for an hour by myself. So you guys are going to have to pop in here. You're going to have to start um, just asking questions, things like that. I will try to do what I can, and he will try. Hello, Lake Effect and Papa Truck.
Oh.
Yeah, and Kubota Acres. But tonight, I guess we're going to talk a little bit about what we've done this week. Let's rephrase that. I'm going to talk a little bit about what we've done tonight and this week. And he's going to sit here and kind of watch the chat and point things out. And he may talk some, but he has to really watch because it's really getting sore. We spent, 2 hours this afternoon? 3 hours.
3 hours this evening going through an interview.
We were with a girl, we were being interviewed, and he could talk up to that point, but it was limited. And during that time, he talked a good bit. So y'all have to excuse him.
Gemini Homestead. One of my favorite ladies.
Yeah, I see Tamara, Joint Chiefs of Prep. I'm missing some. JP, Mimsies, Christy, Cindy, Country Homestead Preacher, All Things Good, Alan, Char Cancel. I'm not sure if I said that right. And Pam and Heritage Farms, Texas, Kinfolk, Music Well. We've got a lot of people. Grampy Campy. A lot of people that were at the gathering. A lot that just have become our friends from the last few years being on YouTube. There's Miss Deborah. So since the gathering, Danny, we had 4 days of visiting. Last Thursday we had somebody here. Friday we had somebody here. Saturday was the gathering. Sunday we had people here. So Monday we hit the road going 90-0, trying to play catch up. And so we've just been working our little heinies off. That's all I can take. So one thing we didn't get done this week that we wanted to get done was the carrots. And so that will be coming up. There's Marshall Farms and Bee Lady, and I've seen others. I've just K. Martin, Charlotte's Rub-a-Dub. I saw Miss Charlotte got a greenhouse. Wasn't that nice? That.
Yes.
Yeah. And y'all, my little greenhouse, I didn't take pictures of it, but it is just overflowing. I've got my green stalk in there, and everything in the green stalk is like it's on fire. It is just shooting up and looking great. And then I've got my seeds that I started for my herbs. They're all coming up. They're looking great. We've got our bay tree in there.
Yes.
What else we got in there? Something else. Oh,
all your little new seedlings.
My moringas. It's full. My little greenhouse is really, really full. And the older greenhouse on the barn has tomatoes. We've been eating tomatoes this week. We've had cabbage, fresh cabbage. I made slaw yesterday and ate. Oh, y'all, this is why we were a little late. I was trying to finish off my 4-layer delight. Look at this. Gemini Homestead, she said that looks good. She's making one.
You won't regret it.
Anybody that makes it. And it had a lot of different names. I saw people have had it at different, during the years, their parents have made it or something like that. So it's nothing new. It's just great. Eubanks, planted 150 tomatoes yesterday.
150,000.
150,000. Evidently, they're not worried about another frost. Yeah, they have ways to keep it going, I guess.
Gonna be in the 30s here this week.
Stringfield Ridge. So thank you, Grampy Campy. She says she just loves us so much. Could someone recommend a medicinal herbal book? Okay, what kind do you want? I have all kinds. Oops, I can't show it yet. Can I show it? I hadn't put the video up.
It's up to you.
Let me show you one that I just got. I hadn't put this video up. But y'all, this is like awesome. It's the Herbal Handbook for Homesteaders. I'll try and put a link in the description after a while. Go use our Amazon link. It's by Abby Artemisia. Is that how you say that? This is a great book. I'm going to do a review on it coming up, hopefully Monday. If you want a good book, I just found a really, really good one. That one is awesome. I have many herb books, lots and lots and lots, but that one is quickly becoming one of my favorites.
It is a good one.
All right, so are you seeing any questions? Because I'm not really paying that much attention to that.
Not really.
Okay, so let me show you a little bit of Deep South. Look at this. I was over at the cabin and I took this picture. We are greening up really well. The trees are starting to bud out. It's looking awesome. Those really green patches you see is red clover. Some of the red clover is starting to put the little red tops on, which is pretty awesome. And it's just looking really green. And down in the bottom left-hand corner is our, what do you call it? Our back to Eden. It ain't no back to Eden no more.
Row cover.
We've got row cover there ready for our tomatoes. We're looking to put our tomatoes in. We haven't harvested carrots, but they're down there. And that's just, I just thought that was a great view of Deep South from the cabin looking back this way. So one of the things that we've done, Broussard said they're still experiencing a gathering high. I think ours is still going on too. It's hard to catch up with everything. Do we graft our fruit trees? Danny has grafted some of the apple trees. He took, what was that, wild crab apples.
And plums.
The wild crab apples, he's put our Anna apples on. Then we have plum trees that he's grafted
Plums.
with wild plums with regular plums that we have got from town. What else did you graft? He's done some peach trees. Danny has done some air grafting, plus he's done some just trying to root and plant. So, yes, he does. UK, here we grow. Hey, I've been watching some of theirs off and on. Getting 70-mile-per-hour winds and rain. Wow. That's hurricane force here, isn't it?
Do you have any time to do fishing? No.
No, we don't have time to go fishing. I would love for Danny to get back into fishing. Fishing used to be his life. He loved to fish. He loved to hunt. And for about, 10 or 12 years now, he has not been able to fish or hunt. And I want him to get back into the fishing, but we got so much going on, we really don't have time. How are our potatoes doing? Well,
That's a good question.
Let's just see. Look at that, guys.
Look at them.
It's a week and 2 days, 3 days since I chopped them all down. So look at these potatoes. We do have grafting videos on, what was it? You went to Mr. Steve's. Apples. Grafting for Mr. Steve. I don't remember.
I have our grafting too.
And some of our grafting. Yes, we do in our playlist. So these potatoes are looking great. This is the whole field. Look at the green, guys. I took this today. Green everywhere. Are we going to the shindig? No, we have so much going on here that Danny and I hardly ever leave to go anywhere. A couple of years ago, we went to Tennessee to the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference. Had a wonderful time there, but it took us a day and a half to get there because we have to stop. We were there for a day. We drove all the way back in one day, and it was totally exhausting. And we can't really leave Deep South. We don't have anybody that can take over for us now and really spend the time with our animals and our crops. Miss B Lady, what'd she ask? Small pond?
Small place to put a pond for fishing.
We have a beautiful place behind our house. It's supposed to be a pond.
$6,000.
We need about $6,000 to $7,000 to build it. And Danny has had it 3 times now. he saved the money up 3 times, and 3 times something has happened and he's not gotten his pond. So now we're building the cabin. And one day we hope after the cabin's done to save up the money and put the pond, because it will be between this house and the cabin. And it'll look awesome. We went where for what? Yes, we did. We went to Tennessee once. Now we have our own gathering. That's why we started the gathering, was so that people could come here to Deep South. We could leave for the day, go visit with people, and come back. We get up on the day of the gathering and go out, take care of all our animals, and then we come in at night and take care of all our animals. Do y'all take local honey for allergies? It really helps when the pollen gets bad. Yes. I try to keep honey all the time. We've even had people send us honey occasionally. But yes, that's what one of the things Danny's been on is honey and gargling. And it's helped, but you know.
Would have been fine if I hadn't had to talk so much today.
Can we put something white on Shadow so you can see her? Okay, guys, let me show you the babies.
Shoe polish.
No, we're not putting shoe polish on my goat. This is Shadow. They were out in the field today. And y'all, I lose Shadow. Every time I go into the barn, I have freaked out like 4 times in the last week. I think she's gone because I look everywhere. And she gets in the least little place and balls up and you can't see her. So now I've learned not to freak out, to just go in there and keep hunting, because she won't let you know where she's at. Patches, she comes out right away. Patches is growing like a weed. I can't hardly pick her up now, and she's only about 2 weeks old now. So Patches is getting to be a very rambunctious little goat. She was running and kicking and playing and having fun, and I don't get to do much with it. I don't get to video them like I did their mamas.
Denise, you're going to love it.
And there's a picture of both of them out today. I took 5 minutes and took these pictures while Danny was over at the cabin. And I told him, I said, I've got to go get my babies while they're playing in the field. Yeah, she literally looks like a shadow. You just can't see her. She's got a little bit of brown. And when Patty Alderman was here, she brought Bean. And Bean has a little bit of brown here, so does Shadow. They have a little bit on their ears, a little bit around their eyes, and a little on their paws. Both goats look almost identical, except Bean was a little bit smaller than Shadow.
Shadow looks like she's going to be a short-haired goat.
And Two Family has a dog named Shadow that's black. Was named. Okay, was named. I gotcha. Alabama gardener actually says that they're covering their plants again. So Patches is Little Miss Social Butterfly. Yep, she's going to be. Are we keeping the goats? Yes. We are also, if everything goes okay, we're getting a solid white goat in 8 weeks, about 8 weeks. Part Saanen, and I forgot the other one. What's the other type goat? It's like a mountain goat. I can't remember the name, but part Saanen. She's beautiful, little white goat. All right, I can't remember. Let's see what else we've got going on. Okay, so for the most part, Danny and I put anything to do with the cabin on Patreon right now, because the cabin build is being funded. We saved up the money to get this far, but the people on Patreon are the money that they send us each month on Patreon is going to help us get further on the cabin. So right now we've been putting everything on Patreon so they can see what's going on. And I like to show y'all just a little bit of what it is. I'm going backwards, y'all. I didn't mean to show this one first, but my order's a little backwards. Today, Danny and I have put on green metal. The cabin is going to have a green roof. We have finished the front and maybe 4 sheets on back, I believe. Yeah. Something like that. So we are making progress.
Is 50 at night too cold for tomatoes? Yes.
Yes, 50 at night is too cold for tomatoes. Before we put on I'm going backwards. So we have got all the plywood on. This was the last sheets of plywood that we put on a couple of days ago. And we've been working in between rains. Mr. Danny, we got a hold of some billboard tarps for our extended garden. Okay, so they're going to be using tarps to cover with.
Good.
This is Danny. He was working on the chimney. We do have the chimney covered now. And so, y'all, that wall is 16 feet high, but it's 20 feet from the ground because the building is over. So he's 20 feet up in the air putting this thing on. And hey, VW Farms, this is what it looks like looking up the chimney now that we have it. And it was the only dry spot in the house today. It was in the chimney. So I've got a video coming up on Crazy Days this next week of Danny and I taking our break in the chimney because it kept the wind off of us. Plus, it was the dry spot in the house. What guide do you use to know when and what to plant? The Almanac or something else? We use our Danny guide pretty much. Now, he watches the Almanac. We have what I call a funeral home calendar. I got it. It has all the signs and everything, and we look at it. And if it says it's the day to plant above ground crops, then we plant. But
yes, for Beth.
Yes, Beth. I don't know what she asked, but anyway, he's telling me. If we can't plant that day because it's raining or something's happened to weather-wise, we plant the day before or the day after. We kind of try to stay within the day, but not necessarily. The only way you know what to plant, you kind of got to know your crops. You got to know your cool weather crops.
Know your local weather.
Yeah, you got to know your crops that can be planted in the winter time, the ones that can be planted in summer, what kind of crop will take heat, what won't take heat. You know, you've got to know that, and that's where Danny comes in. He has that knowledge up here, and other than that, I would say you might have to get a book to read. I might loan him out. How much will y'all give me per day? If y'all willing to pay per day, I might send him your way. I've tried this before, but people just don't send me money.
No.
If they would send me plenty of money, I'd send you on your way, and you could visit and talk to them.
Sherry said there's a Planting the Moon Facebook group.
Okay, Sherry said there is a Planting by the Moon Facebook group, so you might check that out on Facebook.
Not all almanacs are the same, though.
Yeah, not all almanacs are the same. Danny and I found this out. We even picked one up that was it in the bank? Mm-hmm. I think in the bank. It said Almanac, pretty as you please. There was nothing about planting in it. It was to deal with everything else except planting. We were really outdone with it. But we found the funeral home calendar is like the best calendar ever. Two families said they can't afford Danny. A Danny auction. Yeah, going once, going twice. 1,000,000 pesos. That's not too much, is it?
Very much.
You're worth more than that. At least to me you are.
Maybe.
Yeah. He is my all-in-one. How would $100 per day plus meals and bed and breakfast? We're getting there. Okay, loan Danny out. I'll buy that. You're trying to farm out your farmers, Miss Wanda. That would be okay. I could farm him out. He might not can talk, so y'all wouldn't get much out of him right now. We got to wait till he's well. Mari says she's been harvesting tomatoes, peppers, kale, and carrots. I don't have my paper in front of me because I forgot it in there. But I had somebody today, and forgive me because I can't remember the name, but they messaged me and they showed me their carrots. They canned, I think it was 5 quarts and 9 pints of carrots. Their first time in Texas ever planting carrots, and they followed our directions. They saw our videos on planting carrots and planted them. And she said she didn't know exactly how to thin them, or she might would have had more than she had. and she still got at least that many more to can. And I think that's pretty awesome because I issued out a carrot challenge back when we planted our love garden, and she's the first person that let me know she took the challenge. So what are you laughing about? Can I pay him pecans? You have to pay him. That you're gonna have to pay me in something besides pecans. Danny will take the pecans. I'm gonna have to have a little more than pecans to satisfy me. I've been trying to find a calendar like your funeral home calendar, no success. Okay, a lot of companies will put these out. You can go online and look up Almanac calendar. You can actually have your own printed for a business. And Danny and I thought about doing that, but it's a little late in the year already for us to do that, I think. We would have to charge a good bit to have them. And these places like the funeral home, sometimes your bank, sometimes different places will give them out. But I mean, where you're at, I don't know. Hoss Tool says not to thin them out. Your thoughts? Yes, we always thin our carrots because if we didn't, the Lorries planted theirs and they called them the angry carrots because they planted a lot of carrots and they were beautiful, guys. That was the prettiest carrots. Long before Danny's got there, they're shot up and they were big, tall, pretty, and Danny's was growing and he would thin them out and he's got them spaced like he wants them. And they started harvesting some of theirs and they're getting little bitty small carrots because there was too many in one wad. And anytime we pull carrots, we pull the biggest carrot and leave the little ones to grow a little longer. So we always thin.
Our best performing apple tree is an Anna.
Give me candy corn.
I'm telling it's an Anna apple.
Anna apple is our best
performing apple.
Yes. Similar to the gathering, what about folks come on down and 3-day polish off the cabin like the Amish do? Well, we're almost there. Our goal was to get it blacked in. And so this week we will have it blacked in. We'll have the roof on, we'll have the house wrap on, and that's where our money took us, to that point. That way it can sit in the weather and we don't have to worry about something happening to it. And we're to the point that we got to save up some more. And then we'll be starting with siding. Danny does have the fireplace that's on our porch that was in this house. We're moving it over. So things we can do inside that we already have, like the fireplace, we're going to be working on that. And we'll be working on the inside some along until we save up for the, we got to have windows and doors. And I think we have enough possibly to get at least one door and one window. We're not sure about the rest of them yet till we price.
We have to wait.
We have to price what they're going to cost. Danny has not bought a whole lot of construction stuff like doors and windows in a while, and prices change drastically. So we just got to go looking. Planting potatoes, does direction of the eyes matter?
Not really. I always point mine up if I can, but
other people say it doesn't matter.
It doesn't really matter.
That was my last bite. Oh, that stuff's good. Y'all just need to make some 4-layer delight, guys. Danny finished his off too. Danny is working too hard. We should have shelf life, brother.
We all have a shelf life.
Yeah, he does. But this is his last hurrah. He wants to build this cabin. He knows that he might not ever get to build anything like this as far as a house or building or whatever. He may get to add on to things. And yes, that was my 4-layer dessert, my 4-layer delight. My thumb's getting sticky. I'm having to lick it. I can't help it. UK Here We Grow planted 5 moringa seeds last week. I have one big moringa tree that I trimmed back when Jen was here from the nut house. It's in my big, in the big greenhouse, and it has already started sprouting. It sprouted about this much. My little ones that I planted from seed, I have 3 growing now in my mini greenhouse. So we will have some moringas this year. Building supplies are expensive. Best to buy in lots. Yes, if we could find the type windows we want them.
And he said, you ain't right.
but she's making it tomorrow. I promise you, don't eat anything else. You're just going to eat that all day, and by tomorrow night, you will have none. Just saying.
Elaine says you can't get dirt in her eyes.
Oh, in the potatoes? You can't get dirt in the potatoes' eyes? Well, we do because we cover it up.
Alicia.
Do you all have problems with birds getting your tomatoes? They eat me out of house and home. No, because
a pellet gun.
Danny has a pellet gun, and he kind of keeps things at a low. I mean, we have birds. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah.
We have plenty of birds, but when they cross the line and they get into our food, they're gone. So you have to, I guess, homestead, you have to learn when to do something and when not to. You don't just go out and shoot every bird just because you don't like birds.
Right.
But if they start, like ours do, into the figs, the fig tree, they go. If they get in the fig tree, they're gone.
Charlotte, yes, we've seen those.
Yes, it's time probably for termites to swarm, yeah. My dad was a pest control man, so I know a lot about termites, y'all. So did I give you any new candy corn flavors? No. I've got all those. I don't think they make any more that I have. I'm up to like 36 different flavors. And so far, in the last 3 or 4 months, nobody's given me anything new. How is the LS loaner going, or did you get the other one back already? Can't remember. We have a video coming up probably the first of the week. Do you want me to say anything about that yet or no? It's a sore subject, but just wait for a video. We've been back and forth so much. So far, half of the Moringa overwintered with mulching outside. The first year I kept Moringa outside, 3 out of 4 overwintered. Last year I lost all of them. It's just according to how many freezes we get and I had mine mulched heavy.
Tell Buddy to give her the 22.
Mr. Danny, tell Buddy to give me the 22. Oh, well, I haven't learned to I can shoot, but I've not had to shoot anything like that yet. Danny and I don't have time for me to go practice a lot. I like shooting, but not at things here lately. Rhonda said they had the cane syrup and cornbread today. Wowza, it's wonderful. Great. She's the one that got some cane syrup at the gathering. And I saw 2 family was telling them to give us a standing ovation. It wasn't Danny and I that did this. It was a combination of everybody, and 2 Family Homestead was one of the main players because Daryl did all the sound. We couldn't have done it without him, you know. And then we had Jen from the Nut House who helped coordinate things round and about, and Amanda from Freedom Acres taking care of my doTERRA. You know, we just had a lot of good people, and without everybody coming in and pitching in, we had Miss Deborah, Tamara, Miss Charlotte helping with the front. It was just awesome. And we had people cleaning up. Scratchmade took care of the food. Who else? Daniel with the music. Jessica helping with the speaking. It was just a combination, guys.
Netting over something to keep the hawks out, or strings.
We don't have enough netting. We have trees everywhere. Ours are so sporadic, and some of them are so huge that it would take us probably thousands of dollars worth of netting to cover everything. We just couldn't do it. So we just have to watch. And yes, some of them get figs, some of them get blueberries. We can't keep them out of everything. That's why we have 50 blueberry trees. The birds are going to get some of them. Mm-hmm. Forget shooting. All you need is bear mace. Shoots 30 feet and will stop a bear and anything else. It would, but we don't have bears. Or at least they don't come up here, do they?
No, I haven't seen them around.
Is Danny sick? Yes. He can't talk, and he doesn't feel very well. The gathering confirmed my gut. There's many just like us. I'm truly blessed by all of y'all. Thank you.
I can't say enough good about that lady.
Yeah, I actually used the gloves today, 1 pair. They were a little bit big for my hands, but to help with that metal, because I was having to hold the bottom and push up, I'm really thankful for those gloves. They were just what I needed today.
Her and Buddy did a good job.
Yeah. Lake effect. I'm not sure I'm losing words. It was a wonderful day. Yes. And a lot of people made really good friends. And that's what Danny and I have set out from the beginning of our YouTube channel was for people to meet other people in their area or at least to communicate back and forth if they live in different states. And we had one of the ladies here in town. She met another lady last, I believe, at the gathering, and they became good friends because the lady lived where her mother did, another state or two over, and they were both back this year. And she said this was just wonderful for her.
Tell Sinclair rare times.
Sinclair, he said rare times. Don't ask me what that means because I don't know what we're talking about. Hey guys, how are you doing? That's Planting, Alabama. Yes, Debbie, he got sick after the gathering last year, but this year he wasn't sick after the gathering. But yesterday, I think it's yesterday, he and I have been outside all week and breathing in that pollen. He got to feeling like his throat was getting scratchy from just breathing it because he's up in the air nearly 20 feet and he's breathing more of it than I am. And boy, it was just crazy. Denise said, look in the mail, you're getting the right sizes. Well, Danny's worked pretty good. I mean, I have to say they weren't too big, but they were big, but they worked for what I needed. Amazing how you affect people with videos. You don't know the benefits folks have until they write and tell you about it. Yes, UK Here We Grow. Yeah. We have had people email, message. We have people call. We had over the weekend, I don't know how many visitors here. We just were blessed. These people are fantastic. And to watch the faces, we didn't get to video hardly anything. I didn't get any video. So y'all, I don't feel like I was ignoring the gathering. I didn't video the gathering. What Daryl did for us from Two Family Homestead and putting the gathering live, that's it. And the little clip I put up the next day because we just did not video anything. I've been going back and watching everybody that did a video. And if you did a video, please contact me because I'm putting them in our Gathering 2019 playlist so other people can just go to that playlist and find everybody's videos. But if anybody knows of a video I don't have in the playlist that shows the gathering, please let me know because I'm trying to do things. Two Families said to say a prayer for Daryl. He's not doing well. I could tell Daryl was pretty tired last weekend, and he's like Danny. He don't need to overdo it. Let us know if you need us or something, and we will remember Daryl. If Danny can make himself talk long enough. Mississippi pollen and bipolar weather. That says it all. The Farming Pastor's Wife. Thank you for your channel. It's very inspiring. I'm praying for your health. Did our peaches make it? Right now, yes. I think the peaches are going to be okay. I noticed today, I've got a picture. Let me see if I can find it. The huckleberries, I was worried about them because they had berries. Most of our huckleberries are doing fine, but I found a bush or two that some of them did freeze. So we're going to lose a few huckleberries, but maybe not all of them. We still have a lot of huckleberries around. The blueberries are the same way. We think it might have got a few of the blueberries, but most of the blueberries are going to be pretty good.
Mainly the ones in the open.
Yeah, anything that was out in the open because it was raining the first night and it rained most all night. Plus it was a freezing rain and it was too cold. So I think that's what got them. Maury says she loved the one where the Pratt surprised us. Y'all, if you didn't watch the Pratt's video, you have to, or Tommy Alderman, I'm not sure which one put it up. I think the Pratts did. Where we were in Walmart. I went to Walmart and I had people behind the scenes. They didn't know the Pratts were there, but they knew that the Aldermans wanted to find out where I was going. So they were helping the aldermans, and the aldermans went to Walmart and surprised me in Walmart. And then I came home and turned our little beeper off and surprised Danny with the Pratts. So
get people's opinion on the wood.
On what?
On the wood.
Okay. Do I mention what we're doing?
Yeah, tell them what it is.
Okay, so this is the wood for the cabin. Danny wanted me to, we're going to show you. I think I've showed it once before, but this is what the wood looks like. It is rounded to look like logs. And this is what I picked out. This is what I thought the cabin would look best with. But Danny and I are thinking about burning it.
You'll do a video of that?
Yeah, I'll do a video eventually of it. But by burning it, we think, and this was Jamie from Red Duchess Farms' idea. Jamie's getting blamed for this one.
Yeah.
But to burn that wood so the grain will pop on it. Plus, burning does seal. So that's down the road, probably way down the road, because I don't know how long it'll take to get the money for the siding, but that's what we're planning on doing. Let's see. Wanda, I got my GoPro in. This is, Mr. Danny gave me encouragement last Saturday. Okay. Well, we don't have a GoPro, but
yeah, but she
wanted something good to take video.
She could make it happen.
Yeah. The GoPro, now I've seen people use them, and I think they're pretty cool because when you move, they don't bounce, right?
Right.
It takes movement really well. UK, here we go. We call that log lout here. It looks great burned. Well, we're hoping, because we want the older look, and we're doing the green roof, so we want to we're hoping that'll make it look nice.
He says burn it. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, I think so. I think it'll be gorgeous done that way. Everybody's saying yes, burn it. Danny, is the 21st through the 24th too early to start my sweet potato slips? No, you can go ahead and start them. We've got a few started, and I put some in my containers outside. The ones in the greenhouse, a rat got in there and chewed. He loves sweet potatoes, just saying. Tamara says she likes the effect of the wood being burnt. Yeah, so I think it'll look great over there. And Charlotte says she'll be praying for Daryl and for you. Hello, Heaven's Gates Cherry Farm. Okay, what else we got going on?
Are you going to put chickens on the logs? No.
No, he doesn't think he's going to be putting any chinking on them. We did this behind us.
Yeah. And
that's a lot of work, and this is just one wall. And so we talked about it, and he said he didn't think he would do that. The metal roof when it's raining is awesome. Right now, it would be really awesome if we had it all finished and you heard it, because there's no wood underneath. All you would hear would be
it'd be loud.
It'd be really loud right now. And once we get it finished, we may have to spend the night over there. Was the box okay? Wasn't sure what to do this year. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I did have a picture. I think I showed it last weekend. The lady that was here from the newspaper took a picture of the box top because it had the logo and all. She loved it. And I'm thinking I'm going to put, I'm not sure what I'm going to put in it, but right now it's full of candy corn. But I am going to take the candy corn out of the box because I want it to have something more authentic Deep South than candy corn. Even though it seems Deep South is candy corn, huh?
Yes.
Pretty much. Burning it will look great. It makes the grain pop. Yes. We bought Daniel the Psalmist CD and listened to the whole thing on the way home. Good stuff. Yes, Lake Effect. His CD is very good. He has some great music on it. Let's see. Carl's Urban Homestead says howdy from Bama. So he's close. Let's see. Are you planning anything new this year? One thing is the tomatoes. We usually do Amish paste, and we are going to do some Amish paste, but he's doing
Creole.
Some Creole and
Big Beef F1.
big beef, F1, and what was the other one in the greenhouse?
Bella Rosa.
The Bella Rosa from Haas Tools. Then what else are we planting? Anything new?
Not
really.
The big beef will be new.
But I mean, other than that, we're going to plant our stables because our staples.
We got to stock up because time is short.
We really feel like we need to be beefing up on stuff. That new cabinet he built me that I stocked and it was totally full. I've done half emptied it twice since he built it, and that's less than 4 months. And the cellar it's not getting empty, but it's emptier than it's been in a while. And so we feel like English peas and carrots are two things that we need to beef up on. Then we need, there's Full House Homesteaders.
16 by 32 is the measurements of our cabin.
The cabin is a 16 by 32. We need our carrots, English peas, green beans, and potatoes, and sweet potatoes. If we don't do anything else, we need those. A lot of people do tomatoes, but we don't eat that many tomatoes. We're planting tomatoes to make salsa this year. He wants to make more salsa because I can put just tomatoes in a jar or do tomato juice or just stewed tomatoes, and we don't use them. So we're going to do more salsa. Did anyone see the video I put up about behind the scenes? Yes, Grandma Rose, I did. What varieties of asparagus do we grow? The Mary Washington and the, what was the other one? Giant, Jersey Giant. Jersey Giant. We have both. And we planted about a dozen new ones this year over by the cabin. We're starting a cabin garden. Grandma Rose, I think I added yours to the playlist. If I didn't, let me know, because I did watch yours, I think it was yesterday. Amish paste does make the best sauce. Makes me think of goes together like peas and carrots. Yes, Danny eats a lot of English peas and carrots and green beans because the others don't sit well with him. I use all the other peas and beans because I like field peas and I like butter beans.
Yes.
Can slips be done in tires? Yes, they can. They can be. I'm doing some in containers right now, so it doesn't matter. Amish paste is our prime tomato. We have Mary Washington asparagus too. Yes. We have right now, I've got carrots in containers that are up so tall. I've got carrots in my green stalk planter. Guys, if you live in an apartment or something, check out my green stalks. There's a link in the description. These things are awesome. The carrots, I planted them when I got the green stalk. They're already like this tall, coming out the top, just awesome. Fastest growing things I've ever seen. My tomatoes, I put 2 tomatoes in there. I've done tied them up twice. They've grown that tall. They're just doing fantastic. What makes the stems of tomatoes to turn red and wilt? Stems of plants to turn red, then wilt down. Too much water?
It's a lack of phosphorus.
Oh, red?
Well, phosphorus is really purple, but it can be looked upon as red. So
he said phosphorus could be a problem. It might be that they're turning purple. It might look kind of reddish. Check out phosphorus. My peas and butter beans and maters is what I want to beef up this year. I'm planning on having a small one this year. Hopefully I can get my tiller to start without having to have it worked on again. Yeah, Danny has a small tiller too, and we just, right now with the tractor's doing everything. We haven't gotten the tiller out in a long time. We use our Hoss tools. When we get the ground ready, we do use Hoss tools.
Denise says carrots are not my friend.
No matter what I've done for the last 20 years. You're just going to have to come let Danny show you his and show you what to do, because most everybody has luck if they do it Danny's way. It's really done pretty good. Cabbage does this when hit with frost. I'm not sure.
Turn.
Could also be too cold. Okay, talking about the plants, it could be that it's too cold if they're outside. Uh, somebody's others saying phosphorus. B Lady says she's got to go. See you later. Thank you for stopping by, girl. We're hoping to have a big garden this year. Fingers crossed. That's wild and wonderful. So I think I've covered most of our pictures, I believe, and also I've done really good taking over for you. Don't you want to talk for just a minute? No. Y'all got any questions? Just ask because I run out of things to say.
Tell Denise, come on.
Danny said, come on. She said she's packing her bag headed to Wiggins. Okay, there's a room ready.
The room's sitting right here.
Always will be. Lazy Acres Farm says they suck at carrots too. They've watched the video and ready for this year. It's really
about soil preparation.
The soil.
You want wood ash in it.
Make sure you have wood ash, he said. The soil needs to be broken up to the point that it's almost like silt. It can't be packy. Carrots will not grow in a packy soil very well. I mean,
12 inches deep.
Yeah, and you need it about this deep. It's got to be deep. His bed that he grows carrots in, I think you could just throw the seeds in there. They're going to grow because it is just that deep, just mulchy, beautiful, black, gorgeous stuff. I would never run out of things to say. Yes, I do. I really do. If anybody wants a wood channel sign, please email us. Yes, Daryl and Sherry made quite a few channel signs. We were showing the lady that was here today our big sign. I think she took a picture of the Deep South Homestead Gathering sign that Daryl made us last year when she was here. Not saying all this stuff will make it into any magazine or anything, but at least she did take some pictures here and there. Now I'm lost. I need to bring my nephew more toys. He's getting his fill of toys. I took him out yesterday and he ran and ran and ran and ran, and then he came back so tired he had to drink plenty of water, and I told him he needed to go to sleep so I could go in. Hey, Freedom Makers. Floribama Homesteader said they had a earthquake, number 4 in 1 week. Wow. Let's see, who else? Full House Homesteader says they hope you feel better. He's going to stay on his honey and his gargling and all his stuff, and we hope he does. The only carrots I ever grew was when I planted them with the tomatoes. Yeah, I think they are good with tomatoes. They're companion plants. Amy said Danny needs elderberry syrup. Well, I have some elderberry syrup thanks to Brenda Weimer from Brenda's Basics. I bought some from her. Plus, when you see the new Homestead box, y'all, I was so excited. I've got to tell y'all. I can't tell you what's in it, but I was excited. Danny opened it up and I took one look and said, close it, it's mine. And he did. So we will have it. Hank is doing great. Spoilt. I took him some gravy and stuff earlier, and he just had fun. Two Family says, I'm telling you, that kangaroo is going to jump right out of that kennel one day. Yes, we were driving home a couple of days ago, and as we pulled up on the carport, you see this head pop up like this every time. He just sits and boings and jumps. It's got to where it's so funny to watch him. Duncan says, I sent you a message to check after the show. Okay, will do. Broussard, I pick up and deliver to Danny. So I'm not sure what she's saying. He must be sending something or saying something. Going to try carrots in a box this year. They will grow if you get the dirt.
Get the dirt right. And the moisture right.
Are you planting sugarcane this year? Our sugarcane was planted in October. It was up probably almost a foot tall when we got this freeze. It burnt all the tops, but today I was noticing it's all turning green and coming back out. So it will be a little behind schedule, but we have 2 patches of sugarcane. Is the fire cider not working? I have fire cider. Getting him to drink fire cider is beside the story.
Closing my heart.
He just doesn't do all the stuff I do. Yes, the Homestead Box is a great thing. I mean,
good.
I always say I don't think they can get any better, and I think they knock it out of the park again. So this one is one of my favorites.
Singular.
What did he say?
Raw carrots, okay. I hereby declare cooked carrots are illegal.
Danny likes cooked carrots. I will eat raw carrots all day long.
Carrots.
He likes them too, but he eats a lot of cooked carrots. Kubota Acres says they received their Down Home Ways book today. Goes well with the Back to Basics. Yes, we have that one too. That's one of the books we have. Heaven's Gate says, I love watching you guys. You're a great couple. Thank you. Joseph asks, where do we go to church? Maranatha. I can never say it right. Maranatha Baptist Church. Hey, Teresa. She says she's got to go, but I'll say hey and bye. You two are amazing. Keep up the good work. I've learned a lot of gardening from you two. Well, Danny's been doing it a long time. Long time?
Too long.
No. Most all his life. I have been at my parents gardened, and I gardened when my kids were growing up, but not to the. I had limited things we planted. He's the gardener of the family.
And he said, "I almost took a carrot off his plate."
They were good. Danny looks a little pale. Yes, he does. UK Here We Grow says it's 2 a.m. where they're at. Wow. Maranatha, Jesus come quickly. Yes. I always say it Maranatha. So I'm not sure if it's Maranatha. Try sliced carrots fried in cane syrup. Ooh. That sounds good. Tamara says she's been binge watching. Well, let me tell y'all, if y'all want to binge watch
tractor videos,
binge watch the tractor videos. Get all your friends, everybody. Tell them just to take those tractor videos and put them on speed dial and just let them go over and over and over and over and over on a circle.
We're fixing to make another one.
And Danny's making another one, and just let them go. I don't care if you watch them; just turn them on. I'm being ugly.
Send a message to the company.
Yeah, keep sending messages. They really hate that, and I really like it. So just keep going. Never too long. You've touched us all with knowledge and encouragement. I'm not sure. Drink you a hot toddy. I'm drinking tea, guys. I've got a combination of lemon and ginger, and I don't remember if it's Earl Grey or something here. He ought to be drinking it, but he don't like tea, so. Tastes like yams. That I bet you the carrots would be good in that. We've got to try that, and I'll do a video on that. We're digging carrots in the next couple of days. We've got to get Gossmania said they've been binge watching. Well, just binge watch the tractor videos. That would help. We've got to get the roof on the cabin. We got, what'd you say, 8 more sheets.
8 more sheets.
And then he's got to put the ridge cap. And we will be in the dry. The floor will not get wet, and we are good.
We got to get 2 doors in. It won't get wet.
Yeah, that's right. The 2 doors. And then we've got to put the house wrap around it. So that should happen this week. Amanda, have fun. Hello, Diana. She's in Indianapolis. It's almost 10. Did you try your lard yet? She was the one that wanted some lard. So I'm curious to know how it was. Carrots and honey sound good. Danny, my carrots are tall and skinny. Is wood ash what they are needing?
Sound like they were planted too thick.
Are they planted too thick?
Need about 2 inches between each carrot. He's
saying they should be about 2 inches. Is that 2 inches? Pretty close. Enough. About 2 inches between each carrot. Just saying. Reap what you sow June. June. Can't wait to meet everyone at the shindig. Okay, so they're going to be in Arkansas with Roots and Refuge. A lot of people are going to that. There's a lot of those type conferences or just meetups going on. Pratt family will have one in Michigan.
Mhm.
They're in Michigan. Doug and Stacy have one in Missouri. Amy Fuel puts one on in Virginia. Did you stop the Kogon grass? We think so. I think he's kind of got it stopped, but he's going to check it and add more salt if he needs to. But the salt seemed to have killed it for now. Not saying it's not growing somewhere, going somewhere else, but if it's on the neighbor's property, that's his problem. My carrots have roots all along the side. Why is that? That is the hair roots on them. Once they get past a certain stage, they get old.
They've been there too long.
They should have probably been harvested a week or so before, but they're not hurt. You can just scrape that off, and that's what I do. I just take my little what do you call it, carrot peeler, and just peel that off, and they're fine. It's not going to hurt them at all. Is there a website for the gatherings? We'd love to attend one. Sherry from Two Family, is there a list somewhere? I think she's saying email Two Family Homestead. I think she has a list of all the gathering places. Ours is the only one called the gathering, but there's a lot of meet and greets and conferences and all this stuff. What's the best companionship to Arkansas Traveler's Berries? That's the blackberries that we have.
Probably the Arapaho.
The Arapaho blackberries?
Yeah.
Philip says he covers his carrots with newspaper and keeps it wet 4 to 5 days and removes. Okay, so that would work basically like what Danny does. He wets the carrots down and puts a cover over them and then takes it off before the 7th day, at least 6 to 7 days. Okay. Hey, Danny's daughter. I'm really enjoying that compost bucket. I'm going to have to find out where you got it. I need another one. I really like that. I've been hunting something like that. And Jen brought me a compost bucket. And the outside is metal. And it has 2 handles on it. But the inside is plastic with a handle you can take out and dump. So you're not messing your metal up with your composting stuff. And I really, really, really like that. How's the tractor coming along? Video coming up next week. Just saying. Just go watch the tractor videos. Keep watching them.
Yeah. And
we'll have another one. Heaven's Gate says, I think we are coming to the Somerset. The wife says, let's go to Family Homestead, but I need the info. Okay, so Two Family Homestead can help you with the info because they are going to several of the gatherings or conferences or meet and greets, shindigs, whatever you want to call them. Hootenanny. Pratt's is calling theirs the Hootenanny. So how many people do y'all think attended the gathering?
Around 300.
We're guessing approximately 300. Some people did not come in and sign the book. So we're guessing just by approximate kids and everything. And so Alan was there with, and that's something I need to go get that book because I did say I was going to mention something. Alan was there with the Air Creek, but you're going to have to talk just a second. Try to anyway.
Oh, let's see. There is no questions. Jennifer said she got it from a fundraiser Trey did for school.
Oh, okay. So that's going to be hard for me to duplicate that. I need one just like it.
Brenda says you need a video on the bucket.
Okay, I can do that. Okay, this is okay, the carrot challenge. The lady's name was Brandy, who told me about in Texas that had grew carrots. We were featured on a online magazine, I guess you would call it. I'm not sure exactly. It's called homesteadingourway.com. homesteadingourway.com. It's an online magazine forum type thing. They are doing a homestead of the month, I think is what he told me. And so he contacted me a week or so ago. He said he was using one of our sugarcane videos and featuring it and something about us. I'm not sure. I've not even had time to go look. But check out homesteadingourway.com. I did tell them I would mention that since they were good enough to give us this month as Deep South month.
Lots of people say
Dry Gulch. There's a lot of them said they did. We knew it was at least around 300.
Denise and them didn't sign it.
I was just guessing. Country Homestead Preacher says they need to get with you about doing a YouTube Bible conference. Wow. That would be pretty cool. They said there were more than 109 families that signed. Yes, and that was families. So we knew there was husband and wife, kids in some of them. And then we knew that of at least a few that did not sign.
So they didn't sign it.
Yeah, I knew most of our people that were in the arena didn't sign it because they were in the arena. They did not come up to the building. So that was my fault for not thinking ahead on that one. Jen, he's not feeling good. His throat has been sore. Well, his throat's just now getting sore. He's been hoarse. He can't talk very much. He started day before yesterday. He's been gargling, doing honey and different stuff. And he thought he was better, but we had a girl come from the newspaper and he did a lot of talking this afternoon that he probably should not have done. Dry Gulch said they had 14 with them, yes. American Homesteader. Hey guys, I put my peas out and we have a couple of 29-degree nights. They look a bit pitiful when they come back looking normal. Are you talking about English peas? Because
ours hadn't come all back
what
yet.
we're doing with our English peas is we're waiting to see because the cold did get ours. But it looks like they're growing now. The leaves were curled and turning yellow. But I looked at them today. We're going to do a video on the peas sometime this next week. But I wanted to give it time to see if they're going to pull out or if we're going to lose them. Because it's too late for us to replant English peas. So if we do not have any English peas, we are hurting big time for English peas. So
there's lots of people say they didn't sign it.
Yeah. If you didn't sign the book, state name and how many were with you. Yeah, that's, are you going to have an article in the newspaper? She was from the newspaper. I don't know if she's submitting it to them or if she's already got permission. She came to do it for the newspaper and we'll probably know before long. She'll let us know. We'll buy a few copies.
Yeah.
I don't usually buy the newspaper here, but if they feature us in the newspaper, I will buy a few copies. And then I'll sell them for a fabulous price around the country. Can I buy about 100 and sell them for $5 a piece?
I don't know.
That would be awesome.
Dry Gulch said that Cole got theirs.
Yeah. And this is the first time ever we've had cold get English peas or potatoes. But the potatoes came back great.
Yeah.
No,
I do not have a fever.
She said, suggestion for the next gathering, try doing it all in the arena, then the vendors don't miss anything. Yes, that is a good idea. Danny does not have fever, at least not right now. Kathy says she lost the peas and potatoes. Your potatoes did not come back. Ours did. But I did chop all the tops off. Let's see. Any suggestions on sharp blue blueberry trees? Heard they don't need a different variety to make.
Never heard of sharp blue.
I've not heard of that either.
No, we do not use a herring hoe.
What is that? What type?
It's a long skinny neck thing that sticks out.
Oh, but Hoss Tools makes this awesome little hoe that we just,
wing.
it's called a bat wing. If you guys want a good hoe for getting around things, check out the Hoss Tool link, the bat wing hoe. It is awesome. It's one I would really recommend. Y'all need an article in the Farmer's Almanac. I don't know if they would let us be in the Farmer's Almanac. I don't know. Kathleen is soaking her peas tonight to plant tomorrow. They're in her zone. Okay. If there is a gathering next year, I'm hoping I'll get to make it. That's the life of Nina. Danny needs to go to bed. Yes. Hey, Windmill Farms. I need to check with Windmill Farms because Danny really likes some of their items, and I really need to check their site. They made leatherworks and showed those at the gathering, and I think that's something I need to check out for you, isn't it? He didn't get to go down. Danny and I didn't get to go check everybody's stuff out, and so I'm gonna have to go to their Etsy sites, their websites, stuff like that, to get to even see what all was there. Let's see. Do you ever soak carrot seeds? No. So we have a lot of people saying they would like to come next year. I don't know if we're going to try this again next year. The deal is, I don't have the time. I can't put the effort into it that I would love to. And I would need somebody that wants to coordinate everything, do everything, and Danny and I just show up. I don't have time for all the things. I had to pace myself to even get emails and stuff to people I needed to get done. And I feel like I don't do it justice if I can't spend several hours a day on stuff like that. So I need somebody that wants to coordinate everything, and Danny and I show up.
Yep. That would be nice.
That would be nice. Charlotte says she had.
We've already gone over an hour.
Oh, are we? Wow. Okay, so I can quit now. They're saying try elderberry for your throat. I have elderberry. So, do you feel like saying a prayer? Yeah, we have plenty of folks that helped out, but Danny knows I spaz, and for weeks I spazzed over trying to get everything together and have it halfway come together. So I don't need to spaz anymore. I can be a booger sometimes. He's like, you need to chill.
Saying a word.
You haven't said a word all night.
Keep my mouth.
I'm not that bad. Breathe. I'm not that bad, y'all. Okay, the off-grid homesteading woman. Wow, hello. All right, so if Danny feels like saying a quick prayer, it'd probably be quick, guys. You can throw up a prayer request, and like I said, I want y'all to pray for my daughter. She's having twins. We found out a few weeks ago, and she announced this week that she's having twins. I already knew because she'd already told Mama a while back. Thank you guys for being patient with me and helping me walk through it. How about moments of silent prayer? You want to do a silent prayer right quick? Because I'm not sure how much he can talk for just a minute. So I think it'd be okay. We have people that have their parents are sick. We have different ones that have lost loved ones.
Lori's lost a family member.
Well, I don't know. The Loris, we want to keep them in prayer. They had to go to Florida because of his stepmom. So y'all remember the Loris. Be traveling back in a couple of 3 days. Let's see, and Rustic says their daughter. Cahill says they're praying for Danny. Charlotte for all. Let's see. Thank you, Tamara. prayers for all in need. Let's see. Pretty much everybody's kind of being inclusive. They're saying the prayer for you. So go ahead and say a quick little prayer. And we don't mean to leave anybody out, but he needs to rest.
Yeah, okay. Father, we thank you for the day you've given us, and we thank you for loving us. We just pray now tonight, Lord. We have several people that's mentioned requests tonight. Our brother Daryl on here is having some problems. We pray for him. We pray for our country, Lord. We saw that mentioned, that somehow or other you'll find a little bit more grace with us, Lord, and give us a little more time. Just be with the ones who are not doing well tonight, Lord. And several in the beginning mentioned that they were sick also, or knew of those that were sick, and we pray for them. We pray that you'll just bless us all as we try to homestead, try to do the best we can, try to raise our food in uncertain times, and that you would watch over our gardens and our crops through the cold and the wet. Lord, give us the wisdom to know what to do and when to do it now. And thank you for so many generous people who come to the gathering. Thank you for all those who brought gifts to us, Lord. Thank you for just all of them who showed up at the gathering and gave their support, Lord, and those who spoke, and Father, those that were just, they're just such sweet people, Father. We love them, each and every one, and we look forward to bigger and better days ahead now. Go with each and every one of us and take care of us through the night. Help us to rest comfortable that we can rise up tomorrow to do what we're supposed to do. We ask these things in thy name. Amen.
Amen. Okay, guys, we are going to get off so I can get him to bed. And we thank you for the prayers for each one of you, for Danny. And keep me in your prayers. I don't know what I've done with my leg, but on my right leg, down around my knee, I've been having a lot of pain for 3 days now.
Yeah.
And when I sit and start standing up is when I have the most pain. And so it's been difficult handing him metal and trying to climb a ladder occasionally with this, but I've done it. I've been trying really, really hard to help and keep things going. And it's been some better today. We shall see by tomorrow.
We'll see.
I think I don't think it's a pull muscle. I think it's a nerve is what it feels like in there. So I think I just got a nerve. Somebody says, watch for the strep germ. That's what I told him. Because going to Walmart, he said, I never go around anybody that had strep throat. And I said, well, you may not, but in Walmart, when you grab a buggy, you never know who's been touching it before you. So, guys, mine is probably, it's not a bone pain and it's not a muscle pain. I think mine is a nerve because it runs down and it makes the top of my foot numb at times. So it's not actually the knee itself. It's on the left-hand side and runs down into my foot. So all this climbing I've been doing probably.
Always know your bay tree will grow as you grew me outside my shadows.
Thank you.
Thank you, girl.
We've got a special place for the bay tree. He don't want to put it in the ground yet, so it's going to have a place in my herb garden for a while. In the pot in my herb garden until we get it where we can put it in the ground later. We want to get it plenty big enough. All right, guys, we'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have fun, get some rest, and I'm putting him to bed.
Really?
Night, guys.